I, Dr. Anup Kumar, Assistant Professor at Department of Pediatrics, GMC Bithia. Today we will discuss congenital cyanotic heart disease in children. Fetal circulation. For the fetus, placenta is the oxygenator, so the lungs do little work. But right ventricle and left ventricle contribute equally to the systemic circulation and pump against similar resistance. And pressure of both right ventricle, left ventricles usually approximately equal. And shunts are necessary for survival because right ventricle pumps blood to pulmonary artery, and as lung is collapsed, so there is shunt is required. That shunts blood from pulmonary artery to systemic circulation by ductus arteriosus. And another shunt is ductus venosus. It bypasses liver. And there is shunt at the level of foramen ovale. It causes right to left shunt at the arterial level, and ductus arteriosus right to left arterial level shunt. Fetal circulation is very different from systemic circulation. This after birth, because at before birth there is a umbilicus. From that there is umbilical vein. From blood goes to inferior vena cava by ductus venosus bypassing the liver, and from there you go to right atrium to the left ventricle, and from there pumps to pulmonary artery, very shunted by ductus arteriosus to systemic circulation. And there is a shunting, also there is another shunting at level of foramen ovale from right atrium to left atrium. Transitional circulation. With first few breaths, lung expand and serve as oxygenator, and placenta is removed from the circuit. Different from inside. Inside placenta is supplying the oxygen. After birth, placenta is gone, so lung expand and serve as oxygenator. And foramen ovale functionally closes after around few hours after birth, and ductus arteriosus usually closes within first 1 to 2 days, leading to pulmonary blood from right ventricle going into pulmonary artery to lung. From there blood is purifies, oxygenation of blood occurs and returns to left atrium by pulmonary vein. So there is no need of ductus arteriosus, so it closes. Neonatal circulation. It is different from fetal circulation. Here, right ventricle pumps to pulmonary circulation and left ventricle pumps to systemic circulation. Pulmonary resistance initially is very high at birth, gradually decreases. It is right ventricle pressure is equal to left ventricle pressure at birth, but right ventricle pressure gradually decreases because the pulmonary artery is opening up and lung is opening up actually. By 6 weeks, pulmonary resistance drops and left ventricle becomes dominant. Normal pediatric circulation. Left ventricular pressure is 4 to 5 times the right ventricular pressure. This is feasible since right ventricular pumps against lower resistance than left ventricle, and also left ventricle is more compliant chamber than left ventricle. Left ventricle is stronger, more muscular than right ventricular. Normal heart. In normal heart there is no shunt, there is no any pressure gradients. Atrioventricular valves are normal, and semi-linear valves, that is pulmonary valve and aortic valve, also normal. Is showing a pressure at different chamber, and aortic circulation 90/60, in pulmonary circulation 20/8. Conatal heart disease, cyanotic conatal heart disease. It mainly conatal heart disease occurs in 0.5 to 1% of all live births. Simple way to classify as left to right sense. Cyanotic conatal heart disease, there is right to left sense because deoxygenated blood usually shunted from right side of circulation to left side of circulation, and there is obstructive lesions. Left to right shunt is the cyanotic conatal heart disease. Defects are VHD, PDA, ASD, AVHD, complete atrioventricular canal. It may not be apparent in NA due to high pulmonary vascular resistance. There is high pulmonary vascular resistance, and that leads to pressure on both sides are equal. That there is no shunting at the level of atrium or at the level of ventricle. But after birth, gradually pulmonary resistance decreases and pulmonary left ventricular pressure is more. Right to left shunt. Cyanotic conatal heart disease. Blue blood bypasses the lungs because there is shunting from right side to left side. Deoxygenated blood from right atrium to go to left atrium, or maybe at the level of PDA also. Blue blood bypasses the lung and goes into systemic circulation, and degree of cyanosis varies, and it is classified depending upon the pulmonary blood flow. If there is increased blood flow or decreased blood flow. If there is increased blood flow, it can be seen on the chest X-ray. Examples are truncus arteriosus, total anomalous pulmonary venous return, transposition of great arteries, and for decreased pulmonary blood flow, examples are tautology of Fallot, tricuspid atresia, Epstein anomaly. In right to left shunt, one is the truncus arteriosus type 1 with left aortic arch, and there is a pulmonary artery and aorta. Both are not divided, both are same actually. So there is increased pulmonary blood flow. Presents more often with heart failure, except TGA. Pulmonary congestion worsens as neonatal pulmonary vascular resistance lowers, and the saturation can be 93 to 94% if there is high pulmonary blood flow. There is mixing at the level of aorta pulmonary artery, that both is same combined actually. There is leads to extreme pulmonary overcirculation because gradually pulmonary resistance falls after birth, and due to VHD there equal pressure in between left ventricle and right ventricle. Tautology of Fallot with left aortic arch. It is the right to left shunt. There is decreased pulmonary blood flow. Presents more often with cyanosis. In X-ray shows oligamic lung fields. And if PDA is present, it helps in increasing blood flow to lung, so oxygenation improves, and closer PDA gradually worsens cyanosis. If there is VHD, it causes equalization of pressure in both sides of ventricle, and the dynamic subvalvular obstruction at the level of pulmonary valve, and it causes tight spells or cyanotic spells. In truncus arteriosus type 1 with left aortic arch, we can see the oxygen saturation around 70% on the right side of the heart, and it is around 99% in left side of the heart. blood goes from right ventricle to this common trunk, and from there going into lung also, and to the systemic circulation also. From the lung it returns a purified or oxygenated blood to left ventricle. From there both oxygenated and deoxygenated blood mixes here in common trunk. In tautology phyla with left aortic arch, saturation around 60% on right side of the heart and 99% at the left side of the heart, but there is mixing at the level of ventricular septal defect, and pulmonary circulation is compromised because of pulmonary stenosis is there, dynamic pulmonary stenosis, and gradually this deoxygenated blood flows to systemic circulation and leads to stenosis. There is pulmonary overcirculation in this truncus arteriosus, but in tautology phyla because of pulmonary stenosis there is too little pulmonary blood flow. Congenital cyanotic heart disease with pulmonary stenosis. If there is no VSD, maybe with VSD, and without pulmonary stenosis, maybe due to pulmonary arterial pressure is normal, pulmonary pressure increased, maybe due to pulmonary blood flow, increased pulmonary blood flow, or maybe associated with decreased pulmonary blood flow, or maybe pulmonary venous obstruction. Classification of cyanotic patients. Pulmonary stenosis with large ventricular septal defect are phyllote physiology, tautology of phyllote, and tricuspid atresia with pulmonary stenosis. Second number is pulmonary stenosis with ventricular septal defect. It critical pulmonary stenosis with right to left shunt at the atrial level may also occur. Another one is third one is increased pulmonary blood flow with or without pulmonary arterial hypertension. It occurs in tricuspid atresia without pulmonary stenosis and complete transposition of great arteries. Fourth one is pulmonary artery hypertension with decreased pulmonary blood flow. It occurs in Eisenmenger physiology. If pulmonary pressure is gradually increased, it may come at one stage. There is irreversible change in pulmonary artery that cannot be reversed and causes Eisenmenger physiology. Fifth number is pulmonary arterial hypertension due to pulmonary venous obstruction. It occurs in hypoplastic left heart syndrome. Normal pulmonary arterial pressure in the absence of pulmonary stenosis. It occurs in abstinent anomaly and total anomalous pulmonary venous connection. Physical examination characteristics of cyanotic patients. There are cyanosis. There may be central cyanosis. Lips and tongues are blue, and hand and feet are blue. It is uniform. Shunting occurs at the level of arterial level, ventricular level, or ascending outer level by PDA. And descending differential is shunting at the level of PDA. It causes cyanosis more in the lower limb. Clubbing and polycythemia occurs gradually. Causes of cyanosis on day 1 and 2 are transposition of great arteries, pulmonary atresia, tricuspid atresia, top with severe right ventricular outlet obstruction, chest X-ray and ECG are helpful, and all these conditions are ductus dependent. And after 2 to 10 days are transposition of great arteries, tautology phylote, tricuspid atresia, and truncus arteriosus. In tautology phylote, there is 4 components. One is the pulmonary stenosis is there, and right ventricular hypertrophy is there, venous central defect is there, and overriding aorta. Shunting occurs at the level of VHD, right to left shunt. Deoxygenated blood goes to left atrium from right atrium, and the pressure is more due to pulmonary stenosis. Right ventricle have to work more, so gradually right ventricular hypertrophy occurs, and there is overriding aorta at the level of pulmonary artery. And anteriorly placed coronal septum may also occur. With severe pulmonary stenosis, blood flow to the lungs may be highly ductus dependent, because blood not going to lung by pulmonary valve, because there is a severe stenosis. In that case, blood from aorta comes to pulmonary artery by ductus arteriosus. X-ray, chest X-ray shows boot-shaped heart. Pulmonary vasculature is decreased. Hemodynamics. There is a right ventricular hypertrophy and one is a VHD. Also, there is pulmonary stenosis, maybe valvular, maybe subpulmonary stenosis, and blood goes into pulmonary artery. And also there is overriding aorta. Diagnosis: there is an ECG, there is right axis deviation with right ventricular hypertrophy. Chest X-ray, initially heart size is normal, it gradually becomes boot-shaped head, and X-ray also shows oligamic lung fields. Echo confirms the diagnosis. Clinical course is pulmonary stenosis increase with age, resulting in increase in cyanosis and exercise intolerance. Increased severity and frequency of somatic spells. Anoxic infarct occurs. There may be paradoxical embolism, because there is shunting and the blood flow goes from right ventricle to left ventricle. And venous thrombosis. Brain abscess may occur later if there is a disease not corrected by operation. Treatment in child with cough. We have to give oxygen. We have to decrease the cardiac backload. Prevention of intercurrent infection. Prevention of hemoconcentration. Surgical repair. Cough management may deteriorate after PDA has closed in severe right ventricular outlet obstruction, will require prostaglandin E1 infusion. Single tear spell is indication of surgery. Pulmonary valve and pulmonary artery anatomy is important. Primary corrective surgery is done. Without surgery, 1 year mortality is around 35%. So surgery should be done around 6 months of age. And we have to know the pulmonary valve, how it is working, and how is the pulmonary artery, and policy depends on that. Nursing care of child with radiology pilot. Care during hypercyanotic spell. We have to calm the child, sedate the child, we have to give oxygen, and we have to decrease shunting by knee chest position, decrease cardiac backload, maintain nutrition, administration of cardiac medications, and decrease in respiratory distress. All these we have to maintain. Nutrition is very important, because these children may be very undernutrition may be there, and maybe weight or maybe they also present. Cardiac medications are propanol, decreases the cyanotic spells. Hypercyanotic spells. Child become blue, cries very much. Hypercyanotic spells, blue spells or tear spells. Clinical manifestations are most often occur in the morning. Attack occurs after feeding, defecation or crying. There is acute cyanosis, hypercapnia. The child breathing is become very fast. Inconsolable crying. Child cries aloud. And child during this time saturation goes very low. Hypoxia occurs and it causes metabolic acidosis. Management are check and maintain airway, administer inhaled oxygen. If possible, keep in the knee chest position or at least with leg flexed. Inject the morphine 0.1 mg per kg body weight IM, then 10 to 60 microgram per kg per hour. Correct if any metabolic acidosis. Sodium bicarbonate 1:1 dilution, 1 ml per kg per dose slow should be given. Correct hypovolemia. We have to give venous bolus, beta blocker with monitoring heart rate and BP. Injection in propanol IV 0.1 mg per kg or metoprolol can also be given. Oral propanol 2 to 4 mg per kg per day, 6 to 8 hourly. Vasopressin we can use methoxamine IM 0.1 to 0.4 mg per kg per day. Management is correction of anemia. Increase of persistence spells are there. Then we have to give general anesthesia, mechanical ventilation and surgery should be planned.